That doesn't seem right. See if we can't. Let's try this one. There we go. What is going on, guys? Hey, welcome back. It's been a minute since since I've seen you guys. It's not been very long at all. Yeah, I just wanted to get in here and make sure we still had some time to kind of go over some things. Now, the thing that we're going to be talking about is the island. And when you look in the community, to include me, there is a lot of negativity surrounding the island. And that's mainly because I used to play NBA 2K. And they went with this thing called the city. First year was really wonky. But it wasn't too bad. And then the next year, you could see they started locking things from creation suites into the city, and you had to do this, you had to spend money. Let me rephrase that. You don't have to spend money, but you have to spend money. They make the grind so, it's such crap. Like, it's so ridiculous to earn the VC that you're like, look, I just spent some money. And $40 will get your basketball player up to about an 80. That's about the spot where you can really do anything. So that's why there's a lot of negativity surrounding it. Now, we're going to talk about the island. We're going to look at it from all angles. We're going to look at a lot of the things because the idea of it is always good. And their prices right now that we have seen, and maybe it was an early build, maybe it was this, maybe it was that, who knows. But the prices are frickin' ridiculous. Four real dollars for a jacket if you wanted to buy a jacket. Or a shirt, my bad. $4 real for a shirt. It's $12 for a jacket. Real dollars. Like I could find a jacket for $12 somewhere in real life and have a real life jacket. My problem with most of it is, before we get into this, my problem with most of it is when you start looking at the stuff, you start looking at the different things. My issue is this. You're charging money for a game that you paid full price for. You're buying a $60 game to then spend more money inside the game. Now, I don't spend $60. Matter of fact, it costs $140 for the version I buy. And then you're telling me it costs more money? No, free games get away with that crap. Like, you release the game for free, and it's riddled with microtransactions. You know what I mean? All right. You're going to pay the piper at some point. Yeah, you can grind it out if you don't have a life and do whatever it is you're going to do. But my other issue is it's also, there's progression locked behind one of the options you can play. It's not locked behind it exactly, but one of the options is PvP. And it's pay to win. I could spend $100 and max my guy out. So, you know, that's my problems with it. Like, it's not... And I'm still fine with the whole thing because you don't have to play it unless they lock creation items behind a paywall. Now I've got a problem. So this year they say they're not doing it, and we're going to talk about it. We'll get more into it. They say they're not doing it, but we'll see. What's going on, Grady? Welcome to the podcast. We just did, literally like 15 minutes ago, we just did a podcast, so that happened. What's going on? A lot of you guys we just saw, but we didn't see Grady in the last one. What's going on, Dubs? Welcome back. Prime Time, welcome back. Digital Dogs, welcome back, brother. Iffy, welcome back. JP, welcome back. Extreme Smoky Mountain Wrestling, welcome. King Sam, welcome back. So let's talk about this. It says, and this is coming straight from the WWE 2K25 Ringside Report, The Island. It says, as we get closer to the release of the thing, we've got this thing called The Island. The Island exclusively available on PS5 and Xbox Series X only, is a brand new way to experience WWE 2K, where players can explore themed districts, compete against other players, and take on exciting quests. The goal, prove you've got what it takes and win favor with your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. In this Ringside Report, we'll dive into the WWE themed experience, break down the 4 districts. There's supposed to be a 5th one, but I think that we'll talk about why. Creating, there you go, Bark Squad in effect. Hush. Customizing your My Superstar, the multiplayer experience, and everything else that it has to offer. And see, that's kind of where I start to get to have the issues. When you can buy XP, we'll talk about the whole thing, but when you can buy XP, it's pay to win. It's not about, so either you've got ample amounts of time, like just ungodly amounts of time to play. Most people have jobs, so most people don't. Or you're going to waste money on something that only works this year. All the money you spend in this mode does not transfer over to next year or beyond. All the money you spend, you get to spend next year. That's why when I started playing NBA 2K, first year I bought it, didn't really even have a problem with it. I was like, whatever. Second year, I was like, oh, I got to buy all that again, huh? So I bought the game, and now I've got to buy all the VC again to, oh, that's nice. But it's not. Like, it gets old quick. So they talked about the districts. The districts in the island, you'll encounter 4 districts, WWE theme, each offering a unique atmosphere, challenge, and plenty of opportunities for exploration. Here's a breakdown of each one. Hero HQ, so you can kind of look. It says Hero HQ is a bright bastion of all that is good, stands tall at the top of the WWE stars that overcome all odds and stand up for the little guy. However, make sure to stay vigilant. For some reason, this area is constantly under attack from WWE villains who undertake all kinds of tactics to gain power on the island. You can kind of see some stuff. The Arcade of Tomorrow, technologies have having that is the Arcade of Tomorrow shines as a fusion of tradition and innovation. This space is a mecca for all gamers, comic book lovers, and pop culture excess. You can kind of see some stuff in there with some of the different stuff, a lot of Asuka stuff in there. Arcade of Tomorrow. Okay. Temple of the Ancestors, rising from the island as a colossal testament of power and reverence. The Temple of the Ancestors stands as a tribute to the importance of lucha culture and acknowledging the wrestling greats who paved the way for the superstars of today. So the lucha stuff. The Deadlands. This is like your Fiend, Kane, Undertaker. A portal of the to the supernatural, the Deadlands. In restless defiance of its own existence, most living dare not tread, yet you cross its threshold, and the haunted cathedral overlooks a graveyard that conceals many secrets and whispers your name. So the highlight of each district is a unique area where players will not only find themselves completing quests, matches, and challenges, but will be able to challenge friends or matchmake with other online players. Now, I listened to another guy who plays a lot of competitive style games, and he goes, look, if you even play online, let's just pretend those servers work, but if you play online, it's just a bunch of, it's not like your typical fighter game. It's just people spamming the same moves over and over and over. It's just not. It doesn't even feel like a wrestling game. So that's part of the problem. Like, nobody gets it like we do. Like, you look at our community and who gets it and who doesn't get it. In a wrestling match, if it was to feel like a wrestling match, if me and King Sam were wrestling and he hit me with a body slam, part of my job is to sell that body slam. The bigger thing about wrestling is it's not like, this isn't like a fighting game. Like, they're trying to make it like one, but it's not. Wrestling's not a fighting game. It's you telling the story. Like, and both wrestlers have a part in telling that story. So competitive wrestling matches, like, I get the idea of it, but it's not the same. And then you get more VC or more this or more experience or more whatever if you win. So you don't care about selling the match. I wouldn't care about selling the match either. Like, let's not kid ourselves. I'm going to win the match and then I'm going to move on. And if I can win the match using 3 moves, then that's what I'm going to do. So already not a huge fan of like the PvP type of a thing. Now, you getting in there and wrestling against the computer, that's different. They can kind of control that a little bit more. But even then, it's that part of it's weird, right? So again, and this is going to kind of keep building. And Sam, thank you for the thing, man. I appreciate that. I just put up the goal, like, in our podcast. Like, I appreciate it. Say that. Let me just catch up real quick with the chat. Okay. Well, and guys realize too, because King Sam says, it doesn't look like it's going to be a wrestling game, more like a fantasy anime game. This is one section of the release. We still have universe mode. We're still going to be doing our thing. They still have, at least this year, they still have the My Rise. They still have, there's a My GM mode. So there's other modes. You don't have to play this, but this is one of the modes in the game, and that's why I want to talk about it. I've seen this mode destroy the NBA games, to be fair. So that's my fear. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they're already into some bad practices. And plus, this is the same people that are charging $50, $60, $70, $80, $92 for one wrestler in my faction. And people are like, yeah, but you don't have to spend money. I got it. The grind's stupid. I'm spending money. I'm sorry. So, and they make it that way. It's not like they accidentally made the grind hard and so then people want to spend money. No, they make it that way to do it. There's a model that they follow. I don't give a shit about their model. It would work better if the prices were realistic. You're talking about a $60 game where I can get 240 wrestlers. But if I want this one wrestler, I've got to waste half of my life to try to get it, and it is gone the next year. Like, done. Not there anymore. So whatever you wasted your money on in this game, and then eventually, a year after that, so at the end of 2K25, or even partway through, they don't even wait the full 2 years anymore, but partway through 2K25, the servers for 2K23 get shut down. So if you spend any money in 2K23, that's shut down. Yeah, you've got what you got, but you can't progress anything else. So, doesn't make sense to me. The game mode sounds fun, though. Like, the game mode does sound fun, so don't get that. This isn't all like negative town on the game. The game sounds fun. Doing this sounds fun. I just know what's going to happen, though. Like, I hope I'm wrong. And I listen to every content creator say this. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. We're not wrong. We're not typically wrong about stuff like this. Especially when we've got 10 years of this in another game. Oh, here's the pudding. The proof's all in it. We already know what it's going to happen. We can say that we don't know all we want, but we know what's going to happen. We just wish we were wrong. So, yeah, you guys know me. I don't sugarcoat any of this stuff. Okay, so the path to greatness is the builder. There are many extensive customization options that impact not only the look of your My Superstar, but their in-ring ability as well. Oh, that's strange. You'll be able to set up a few different categories: gender, background, archetype, this is going to come into this, weight class, and more. Every choice shapes your My Superstar's build, including min-max attributes, availability of badges, just like in NBA 2K, and payback access, so that they added a new layer. Don't feel tied to just one My Superstar. This is one of the most ridiculous statements they're about to make. Don't feel tied to just one My Superstar, though, as players will have up to 4 save slots. That's 4 times the money you can spend, really. You know how hard or impossible, like not impossible, but it's hard. How many hours, real hours, go in? I show you guys how many hours I played this game. I'm over, let me look real quick. I mean, it's right here. So I am over 1,701 hours in 2K24 alone. 1,701 hours. And I'm telling you, it's hard to get to 99. Think about that for half a second. You guys can look at the time you play this game. It says, don't feel tied to just one. You got 4 save slots. Like, that's ever going to be a thing. You got $400? Then, yeah, I guess you can max all your guys out. In the island, progression is key. By completing quest challenges, live events coming soon, not even available at launch, but coming soon, and matches, you'll be able to earn XP and VC that can be used to increase your My Superstar's attributes, unlock badges, and customize their appearance. So the badges, like in NBA 2K, the badges get locked behind, like you have to be 80 to do this, you have to be this to do that, you have to have so many assists or score so many points or whatever it is, it'll be locked behind that. And then you unlock the badge, and then it costs money to get the badge. So that's solid. There are 50 levels, which they'll increase at some point. I have almost zero doubt about that. But XP and VC. Gain XP and VC by winning matches and completing quests. XP increases your My Superstar's level, while VC is used to purchase upgrades. And there are some people out there screwing this up right now. They're like, that's not XP upgrades. Yes, it is. Let's look at me. It is XP upgrades. Period. Put a period at the end of it. Just like in NBA 2K. Period. XP. You can buy it. Pay to win. You don't have to buy anything. Good luck with that. We've already seen that their XP, or that their VC, if you look, like a guy just did it, if you look at buying a jersey, it's like 5,500 VC. If you look at buying a shirt, it's 9,000 to 12,000 VC. That's more than a jersey in NBA 2K. And we're just getting started. So it's the same guys that couldn't get the card market pricing right, and they still won't. But they couldn't get the card market pricing right, and they couldn't get the grind right. I tried to grind this year. I was going to grind some My Faction stuff just to see. I did about 2 hours worth of grinding and gained like 4,000 VC. So you're telling me that in 8 hours I could buy, in 3 hours I could buy a shirt? For 3 hours of grinding, I could buy one shirt? I don't know how many hours you guys have that are free. But then, if I wanted to buy a jacket, it's 36,000 VC. So if I grind for 14 to 16 hours, I could buy a jacket. My guess. Just based on what I know. So I'm just saying, we'll see what it is when it comes out. It's a great idea that is not going to be executed very well. Well, especially in year one, which is expected. You know what I mean? So, badges. Through gameplay, unlock badges that enhance your wrestler's ability, providing a boost to both stats and performance. Ranking system. As you win PvP matches, you'll earn rank points and move up the rankings. Be careful, though. If you lose a match, you will also lose rank points and move down a level. Solid. In a non-fighting game, if I lose a match, I'm going to move down levels. That's nice. You'll be able to earn rewards as you fight your way to the top to reach XP level 50. Meanwhile, VC can be used to increase both individual attributes You can buy individual attributes, just like you can in the NBA, to raise your overall, right? Which in turn also unlocks valuable badge points, essential for players who want to make an impact on the island. Just like in real life, WWE success and challenges against each other's online players rely on individual strategies and their pocketbook. Oh, it doesn't say that, but it should. Where you will allocate your upgrades and resources. Okay. If gear is your thing, got some great news for you because we just talked about that. Gear is your thing. There are plenty of options to keep your My Superstar dripped out. Okay. That's interesting. As you explore the island, you'll come across several theme shops offering exclusive merchandise. We can kind of look at some of the stuff in here. You see there's a Nike Jordan store. Here's a chalk line, DSYF, Free and Easy, iSlide, Jordan, MSCHF, Nike, Puma, Stay Cool, New York City, Tough Crowd, WWE Shop, and Fanatic Experience. Okay, so cool. Chapters and quests, the story, and this is the part that I think is kind of cool. Like, the story on the island is driven by quests and WWE superstars, quest givers scattered throughout the overworld and inland inside landmarks as you explore. So you're just running around, wasting a crap ton of time. Somebody even looked at the thing, and it looks like we're going to be killed with loading screens in this thing. So, like, when you walk into a shop, it'll be a loading screen. It's not like you just walk into the shop and conduct your business. The same thing happened for the first year, maybe 2 years in NBA 2K. So that's interesting. Speaking of superstars in H District, or the overworld will start quests, which can be tracked throughout the quest menu. Ranges from competing in matches, engaging NPCs, or superstars in exploration. Completing quests will earn rewards and XP, which will do whatever. One of the main methods of processing quests is through the line, a device used to track the same phone that's used in the NBA, the same phone that was used in My Rise, I'm guessing. Like, they're trying to sell that like a new thing. Like, that's not a new thing. With Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman through it, players will receive messages, exclusive video clips, and directives that move the story forward. The line allows Roman to personally guide and challenge players, driving the narrative as you prove your worth to the tribal chief. Play online. Yay. So you see the point where it's going to be stuff like this. Like, they take this really good idea and they are just going to jack it up. You can mark my words. You heard it here first. You probably didn't, but you heard it here now. Like, I watched a game mode like this destroy the WWE, and the way that it did it is this. They went in, did this, made it this thing, oh, you could pick up basketball games against people. You just run in and do it. And that's cool. It was cool. The idea of it was super cool. And then they started locking stuff behind the paywall. So if I wanted something in Community Creations, it was locked behind the paywall. If you unlock something, it says it in here too. If you unlock something on the island, it unlocks it throughout the entire game, which again, you think is a cool thing. Like I would normally think, oh, that's good. Why didn't they do that in my faction? And then you think about it in the reverse way. So what happens in reverse? Okay, well, I earned this thing and now it's unlocked in all my game modes. And next year, because things unlock in all the game modes, they start locking more stuff that was in Community Creations now behind the paywall. And everybody's like, no, they don't. They won't do it. Go play the NBA. That is exactly what they do. Tell me what they do. I never played the NBA, but they don't do that. Yes, they do. I hope they don't. But I'm telling you now they do. So, at least that's what they did there. That's why I don't play the NBA game anymore. So, both sides of this, like, it's a great idea. Like, it sounds like a lot of fun. If you enjoy playing the game, like if you enjoy, like I don't, but if you enjoy having the control in your hand playing the game, this might be the thing that you do. I don't. I like the sandbox. You guys see what I like to do. Like we have 6 seasons of it. I like to see the sandbox. I make the wrestlers. We do all the stuff. Put you guys in the ring and let you guys get after it. And I like doing the announcing. I like watching it with you guys. So this, yeah, I'm going to try it. Don't get me wrong. We're going to try it. And we'll see how it goes. And we'll see what goes downtown. And we'll see how it happens. But just overall, the island, and nobody asked for it. That's the other part that I don't get. Not one person said, hey, can we get this? They're doing some phenomenal things. Like it was like, I'd rather have this and this. Okay, well, they're still, like, we're bringing back promos and that. We're adding layers to the AI, which is phenomenal. Thank you, 2K. Like, there's a lot of things I'd love to thank you for. And then there's this. Like this, I'm not even close. I'm not even going to pretend. Like, it's a great idea. But I already know how you're going to do it. It will be worse than the NBA 2K. You heard it here whenever you heard it. But mark my words. Mark them right now. It'll be like, Totes said that this will be worse than NBA 2K. They will do it worse and do it faster. So far, everything that they've done, they've already proven that they're about to do it worse and faster. When you look at the pricing, that they've got the pricing for the stuff like we talked about a second ago, it's already worse than the NBA 2K games. Good job. I don't know what else to say. Like, dumb, super stupid number one. They used to have those on Saturday morning cartoons. So, hey, what happened with the Extreme Smoky Mountain Wrestling? It looks like all of his comments got retracted or something. Yeah, absolutely. So King Sam is asking, and I'm going to try to go back through. If you guys ask questions, ask them now, because I haven't been paying attention to the comments. I wanted to like get it out, but if you guys have questions, ask them now. King Sam's question is it worth buying 2K25? 100% yes. Even if this is the last 2K25, like even if 2K25 is the last wrestling game you buy, yes. When you add in promos are back, when you add in, we haven't talked about this one. Do you realize that now we can have mixed tag team title belts? And the mixed tag team match happens the same way. When the guy tags in, the guy tags in. When the girl tags in, the girl tags in. I mean, the other girl comes in. So that's the same way. But now you can have mixed tag team titles. You can have titles for men and for women. So if you wanted to recreate like China fighting Chris Jericho to win the Intercontinental belt, you can do it. She can hold that same title belt. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, she won it and make a different title belt. She can actually hold that same title belt. You can lock it so it's men only. You can lock it so it's women only. Now it can be both. So that's good. The layers of wrestling, so I can choose when the moments happen. I think, and I'm really hoping that one of those moves is like putting somebody through an announce table or putting somebody through a table where I can favorite one of those moves where they put them through the table, and they try, then if they pull out a table, they will try to put them through a table. You know what I mean? That we'll see that now more organically in matches. And I mean in non-table matches. And table matches, of course, are going to try to put them through the table. But more organically into the table matches. What's going on, Extreme? What's going on? Why do you keep retracting all of your messages? Are you saying bad things over there? Is Extreme saying bad words? What's going on, Herbie? Welcome to the stream, brother. Yeah, I've got it on good authority on the WCW. You won't see iffy wrestling guys. Got it on really good authority that won't happen. I'm not saying you're not going to see a girl wrestle a guy on the WCW. I am telling you it won't be iffy. I know that for a fact. There are reasons, like you look at Crimson. Jeez. But nothing has happened right now. Like if you look at Crimson with what's gone on, nothing has ever happened in our universe to set up where it would make sense, even for Crimson, the largest female wrestler we've got, to wrestle against a guy. It could, but the game has never given me a reason to make me want to do it. You know what I mean? I'm just messing with you, Extreme. You can now, I don't know if you guys realize this, but now special guest referee can be in matches with up to 6 people. And now instead of it being considered a special match, which was the limiting factor to it, it is now an option in those matches. So now I can have a 6-man elimination match, and I can turn on the option for a special guest referee to appear in that match. Yeah, it's possible. The intergender matches are now possible in 2K25, Sam. You know, and maybe this is one of the ways that it happens. The one thing that I saw that I was like, you know, that would make a little bit of sense, and we've seen things like it, is like intergender King of the Ring type of a match. Because that match is fought so differently, it would make sense. Like, I could see that happening. One of the other neat things is now women can bleed in the game if it is a woman versus woman match. If a man is involved in the match, the women cannot bleed. But if it's just the women, so now when you see like these big shots, we're really going to see them now. And we see the women in the WWE bleed. You know what I mean? So it's a thing. I don't know that... I don't know if it'll be the same as like, hey, I just turn on blood, or can I turn on blood for the men and off for the women, or can I turn them on for both, or if I turn it on for one, or is it either on or off? You know, like who knows? There's still a lot of stuff we got to figure out. Yeah, so that's the next part. Now they've got more backstage areas. So tons of backstage areas, and now it's not just a one-on-one match anymore. You can have up to 8 wrestlers fighting in backstage areas. Now, how will the AI deal with that? I don't know. Can you have a 3-on-1 match? Because it's not a match. You guys notice, even in our shows, I don't treat them like matches. Typically, it's a break-in thing that happens, and somebody's getting jumped backstage and fighting for their life. But what if I don't want them to win? What if I want 2-on-1? I want JP and Vipero to jump Dubs in the back. They changed the way, in some of the new match types are coming, they changed the way your wrestler acts when on a ledge. So now you can actually get a running start, jump off the ledge. You might be able to spike some or spear somebody from the ledge. You might be able to power bomb. You can take them now and power bomb them off the top. You can jump off of it. Like there's better AI mechanics. Now we can jump off the barriers. So that's better. So there's all these things. There's all these super good things about what's going to happen in this game. Super good. And then there's the island, in my opinion. Now, I'm still going to play the island. Like I said, we're still going to try it out. We're still going to do whatever. And we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of anything. And like a dummy, like I can look back, right? Hindsight 2020, like a dummy, I was a huge fan of this idea of the city. I was a huge fan of the idea I could just run up and get in line and be ready to play the next game, like you do in the park. You know what I mean? Like we had parks across the street where we play basketball all the time. And if guys were out there playing, or we'd start playing and guys would just line up on the thing, and then after your game is over, next team up. Winner stays, losers got to go. So I love the idea of it. I think it's interesting that they found a way to do it in wrestling. Because I was like, how would they ever do that in wrestling? Like, no way. Well, they're doing it. And look, guys, it's not going to be the greatest thing that happens in 2K25. It's not going to destroy 2K25 either. 2K26? Maybe. It'll be blatantly obvious after what happens. But you think about how many people don't want my faction and how many people don't like my faction. Still in the game. Because guess what? It's making money. You got jackasses overseas with titles that are spending ungodly amounts of money on that crap. I wish they wouldn't. If that wasn't going on, it would make more sense to get everything back in alignment right now. And then you would get more people making purchases and doing stuff. Look, if I could buy something like oh, there's a really good pair of shoes, and I could buy, like, let's say for $5, I could buy 9 or 10 items. I'd do it. I'd spend the $4.99 and get the 10 items. Like, let me pick out what the items are. But like, if it was like, oh, you could get like 3 pairs of shoes and this and this and this, people would be spending $5 all the time. Be like, man, I really want this stuff. Let me go ahead and get this $5 spent real quick so I can pick up some more stuff. That's not how it is. $4 for a jacket, or for not a jacket. $12 for a jacket. $4 for a shirt. A Rhea Ripley shirt. $4? $4 for one shirt that I may or may not wear all the time? $12 for a jacket? Like, come on, shut up. I'm not trying to dress myself in real life. And the other part of that is I lose all that money at the end of the year. All that money gone. Gone. Doesn't make any sense. Here's the crazy thing. I can afford to buy all that crap too. I wouldn't even do it based on principle. Like, people are like, oh, Toads must not have the money. I have plenty of money. That is not the problem. If you guys are in the Discord, you see. You see my boats. You see my truck. You might have even seen parts of my house. So that's not the problem. But the principle behind it, I'm not doing it. Won't do it. You guys have heard my stories based on principle. Like, based on principle, not doing it. Yeah, full outfit. Like, maybe you buy a full outfit for $1.99. That even seems expensive, but it's not like you're buying real clothes, you know what I mean? So, and then how long, like, how long do I even let you guys stay in the same outfits usually? I mean, I'm tweaking things all the time, changing things up, wanting to do other things, you know, so it's just mind-boggling. Now, here's another really good thing, and this is another thing. So we talked about the negative part of the islands, right? Or the island. And I suggest you try to play it. Like play it and see if it's your thing. Maybe it is your thing. In 2K25, and I never understood why they didn't do this in the other games. In 2K25, let's go and look at something real quick. When in Rome, you know what I mean? So in 2K25, when you come in here to edit, fourscore and 19 years later, when you come in here to edit hair, I didn't even realize that's on Alcron. But the hair, it's not going to matter. That you can get into. If we went all the way up here to the top, the hairstyles right now, these are some of the hairstyles that are in the game on actual WWE wrestlers. And this is why, let's just change for a second. There, that's good. So do you see in the hair how there's different textures? So these are hairstyles that are worn by WWE wrestlers. You can see the different textures in the hair. It's not all just one block color. Okay? And then we get down to these type of hairstyles. Look at that. That is terrible. How is that in a game right now? Who has got this on their character? Shame on you. It looks dumb. Not because of the hairstyle, but look at the textures of this. Doesn't look right. Look at that. Look at that. That does not look right at all. Like, everything's too thick. It looks like clay. Like somebody just took a lump of clay and what is that? Look at how terrible that is. Again, the idea amazing. Now, I show you that to say this. In 2K25, if there is a hairstyle used by a WWE wrestler that is in the game, most of them now, they're going to take and move them into creation suites. Oh, I didn't mean to save anything, but... So they're going to take it and move it into creation suites. It's phenomenal. Phenomenon. That will make things so much better. So look, when we're talking about that, that means... Oh, see. AJ's hairstyle, his hairstyle, like, all these hairstyles will be in the game. And if you notice, like, in the game, these hairstyles look way better. Like, let's look at Cody Rhodes. I bet you that'll be in the game. Here's a new one. Kurt Hennig, and then let's look at A-Town Down here. Let's just look at these guys' hairs. Like hairs when they walk into the game. Like the way it looks. And that's going to be available now. So now our hairstyles that we put... Look at his hair. That looks so much better than most of the hairs that are out there.
Making his way to the ring from Robbinsdale, Minnesota. Weighing in at
and that's the part I didn't get. 2K took all this time, put all this time into building Kurt Hennig's hair, and then did not make it available in creation suites. Look, that hair looks way better than most of the hairstyles that are out there in creation suites. So that's going to be used in the game now. Now you're going to be able to use that hairstyle. Let's look at Austin Theory. Look at how on part of his hair, like, you can see the different shine. How it looks like there's probably a lot of individual hair on his head, just like it did with Kurt Hennig. That hairstyle looks better than all the Claw hairstyles that are out there. You can do it with like almost every single one of them. Now there'll be a few that aren't in there. You know what I mean? Like, I'd almost be shocked if Bianca Belair's hair is in, like that's a thing in the game. I know they have something similar in there, but I'd be kind of, like, if it was in there, it'd be a little bit shocking to me. But yeah, so when you're talking about like, hey, like, you know, you get in there and you're like, can you do this or can you do that? Then that's a huge win for creation suites. So there's a lot of things that I'm super excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm very excited about 2K25 coming out. I'm just very disappointed in this island thing. Like, everybody's like, we didn't ask for it. Yeah, but it was coming. Like, yeah. I feel silly not realizing that was coming. I never thought that they would put this kind of a thing in wrestling. I was like, how would they even do it? Like, you don't want wrestlers running around the city like you're my city. Like, that doesn't make any sense. but apparently it's going to with the island. Now, next year, is it going to be the same thing with the island? Do you have a different tribal chief, or do they call it something else? Are they calling it the island this year because it's Roman Reigns, and do they create a completely different thing, you know, next year? I don't know. Well, not just some. They say we'll have most. They said he can't swear it's all, but he says most of the hair created for the WWE wrestlers will be in the creation suites now, which will be really good. So we'll have a lot of the same stuff, but we still see clipping and stuff, like even in their screens. I have a feeling the creation of wrestling title belts will be a lot better too. When they showed the title of The Rock and The Rock's title belt, the textures of that belt are amazing. So if you could have those textures, like if you've got a way, if those textures are now in creation suites, that'll be good. And look, it's been a long time since they've really updated the material and the material look in creation suites. So did that get updated? We don't know. There's a lot of things. You guys got to remember, these guys absolutely 100% suck at promoting what they're doing. All year long, all we get is a thing that says, "Oh, we're update gameplay improvements, amongst other things." Oh, thanks. It's not a detailed list of what they're doing, which sucks because they did so much this year alone. The reversal animations that got added during every pack that was put out, and then during a lot of the updates, amazing. I can't believe that they wouldn't take credit for it. I can't believe that they wouldn't do and say, "Hey, fix these animations. Hey, made these animations better. Hey, added these animations, made this look more realistic." It made our matches look better. And they don't take credit for it. They suck. They suck at taking credit and just saying what they did. It's like a double-edged sword. Don't get me wrong. But then when you say you could, like, fix gameplay and the gameplay's not fixed, and I think that's why they stopped saying what it was, exactly what they did. But they are missing the boat on these updates. Like, most of the time, it really would work in their favor, like in their benefit. I think, hey, what's going on, Milkman? Welcome to the podcast, bro. I think they will expand. Like, that's the other thing. There's a new, I hate to say this word, but archetype. But now they have the giant archetype, and it acts differently. Then it gives you an extra health bar. It doesn't allow you to do certain moves. It doesn't allow you to do certain things. It doesn't allow you to do certain combos. I'm hoping that the combo set, like light heavyweights don't do heavyweights, and heavyweights don't do like light heavyweights. I wish they would like break up even the combos, you know what I mean? So that the combos would be different. So the combos would look different. I'll tell you a funny story. I'll tell you a funny story. So, Beast, look, there's a lot. But right now, there's not room. And look, we're in the last couple weeks of 2K24, so I don't even want to bring in new people right now. Now, 2K25, we got about 12 slots open. We'll be kind of revamping some of the slots. There are some people that they're not involved in the channel anymore, so that'll open up some slots, and we'll be able to get your character that way. So we can do that, but in the next couple weeks, probably not. Like, there's no real reason. It doesn't tie into any storyline. So this is where this is different. Like in the SSU, you're cutting promos and doing whatnot. Here, you can if you want. You can tell your story if you want, but at the end of the day, I like control all the storylines. So a little bit different in that aspect. So like in a good example right now, we're saying Sawyer is kidnapped, you know what I mean? And then Sawyer came on today and he's like, no, I'm back. No. You will be. But we gotta play that one out a little bit differently. And again, we're down to the next couple of weeks. Yeah, you're not back. Sawyer is still somewhere. We got a lot of neat stories though that are just kind of in the wind right now. But yeah, it'll be interesting when Sawyer does make it back. So I got some people that, you know, they don't say anything. It's just all like, in my Discord, I got a place where you can kind of write out your storylines. In my chat, you're not always in character. This is about the community. So you just chat as who you are, and you have a good time doing it. You know what I mean? In the storylines, you could say some stories, but that does not guarantee I'm going to do your storylines. In solos, like, you guys control Solo's universe. You do not control this one. So this one is really story-driven, and it is about the storylines. So sometimes people want to take, like, this hard right turn in their story. Sometimes we can. Sometimes we can't. So it is what it is. But I always think it's a good... I hope we're putting on good shows, and that's why, because there's continuity. We have continuity in our shows right now. Right now, we're in this really weird time too. Like, this is a good thing to talk about also. We're in this really weird time where, okay, it's 2-3 weeks before the new game comes out. When we go through and we recreate everybody, Sentinel kind of dominated the world title picture. And we saw this happen with Angel. Angel was dominating at the end of Season 5. And when we got to Season 6, Angel could not win a match to save his life. Even right now, it's hard for him to win matches. So I haven't figured it out. So that's always the scary thing. We've got these people in these storylines getting ready to go into the next show, the next episode, the next something. And the scary thing is you don't always know if it's going to work out the right way, and they're going to stay. So we've got these the title belts, and we got these guys on title runs. And then when we get in to defend the title belts in 2K25, because of the differentness of all the things, you just don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know how it's going to go down. So that's the scary part. And so if I bring you in, let's say you come in and you're just dominant, and then in 2 weeks you're not anymore. So I stopped doing that. So we've learned a lot of things, like over the years. We have learned a lot of things about kind of how to do things, and maybe how not to do some things. You know what I mean? So, and one of the like, maybe not how to do things is just that. So I don't typically go on and bring people on at the end of the, because it just doesn't make sense anyway. And there's even a few of you out there that are like, hey, can we do this or can we do that? Or, you know, this drastic change in storyline in the last couple of weeks of the thing. And I'm like, there's not a chance in hell we're going to do that. Because, again, when we go into the next phase, is it going to be the same way? Could be, could not be. So yeah, that's just kind of part of the reason behind some of the stuff on why, people are like, hey, so if you didn't understand on like why we couldn't do this or why we couldn't do that, or hey, why is this not a thing or why is that not a thing? Well, now you know. Here's another thing. If you guys are in the general chat, we're doing something for the first time ever. We're going to have an awards deal, and I will award you a badge in the Discord saying Season 6 award winner. So every day I'm putting out some different polls that you guys can vote on. So get in there, vote on those polls. You can have multiple votes. If you think the heavyweight of the year should be, or not heavyweight of the year, but the women's world champion person of the year should be Witcher and Cheyenne. You're not sure which one, but you're like, yeah, those two probably. Vote for both of them. You can. Vote for both of them. But get in there and vote. All the polls will be open for 7 days. And then about a week later, we'll get everything tallied up and figured out. And then, I don't know, maybe we do kind of a wrestling show. Like maybe it's announced during one of our shows, or maybe we have a podcast and announce it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what we want to do. I'm kind of doing this too to test out the theory of, we've had people in the past who go away. Well, here's one. What happens if Ozzy was to retire right now? Like Ozzy retires. We don't have a Hall of Fame. Could we use this as a method to vote people into like a Hall of Fame or a Hall of Champions or whatever we want to call it? Could we use this as a way to do that? You know what I mean? That'd be interesting. So they've got Lucha Libre moves in the game. They have them right now. But the problem is, you can't make the wrestler do them. So, when they added in these next layers, the thing that I'm most excited about, 2K25, they added in moveset sliders. So I can favorite a move, or favorite a set of moves, or favorite different things that wrestler does, and they will work their way into making those moves happen. If you make it a favorite, they'll try to do that move at least one time during the match. So when you watch something like Penta wrestle, like, you're going to see the Mexican Destroyer, you're going to see, like, he does these moves, they're the spots during the match, and you're going to see those moves. Now the game will try to do it as well. So the thing that I get really excited about with that is not only do they hopefully expand like the moveset, not only do they do the different things, but I think they get confused with what a lucha libre is and what a high flyer is, because it's not the same thing. Lucha libre doesn't mean like all of a sudden now they've got high flyers. It's a completely different moveset. I liked when Solo was on, he was kind of talking about, left hand, right hand. We talked about 5 to 8 moves versus 8 to 12 moves, 12 to 15 moves for the Lucha Libres. That's why it moves faster. But all those moves aren't happening off the top rope. Not all those moves aren't happening off the ring. Like, Lucha is a different style of wrestling. You know what I mean? So, it would be neat seeing now that they've got the high flyer, the brawler, powerhouse. Brawler? Did I say brawler? Anyway, but they've got those 4. It would be neat. And they added the giant archetype. If they added like a lucha style archetype. But now they've got the movesets to do it. And look, Penta's going to be in a DLC. You just know it. And when Penta comes out, now you've got Rey Mysterio, you've got Dragon Lee. They're going to leave in the movesets of the other guys that are in there. So there's some other guys that are in there that you can use those movesets too. But really, going into Mastercraft a moveset is going to be on another level this year. you can choose, like Totes My Goats. If you see my move set, it is a series of DDTs. But what if there was a certain DDT type maneuver, like maybe the reverse DDT, or what most people know as the Scorpion Death Drop? What if I wanted to make sure, I'm like, Totes shouldn't be doing that at the beginning of any match, only at the end. I can make that happen now. Now, he'll change it up to where until he's getting down towards the end of the match, he's not doing that moveset. So you won't see that moveset in the beginning. What if with a lucha-style wrestler, I didn't want to see some of, like, maybe the body slams. Like, maybe we had a body slam and a German suplex and a couple other different things in there that kind of went against the grain, but they were power moves. But they kind of went against the grain of a lucha-style wrestler. Maybe I don't want to see those until later in the match. So I set those later on in the match. And then some of the more light attacks or the light grapples that are happening, you wouldn't want to see them at the end of a match because really you're trying to put away an opponent. This is to set that part up. They're fast moves. It's not a lot of damage, but it's fast. I'm in control. I'm moving this. Oh, it's a hip toss for this. It's a this for that. It's a, a drop kick, And I only want to see those like in the beginning of the match. Well, I could set it for that now too. So there's a lot of really cool things that we're going to be able to do. A lot of neat things that are now set up to do that we're going to be seeing. So I'm excited about 2K25. I'm not excited about the island. Like, that is zero excitement. Less than zero for me. And again, I'm going to say what every other content... I hope I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Hope I'm wrong. I know. Maybe it won't be like this. We all know what it's going to be like. All of us. I'm looking forward to the pro wrestling shoot. It's funny. Me and him have very different opinions on things. And we have the same passion. And somebody had said something to him where they're like, oh, why are you lying to us? I thought you were truthful. Just because you don't like his answer doesn't mean he's lying. You know what I'm saying? I've never taken anything he has said as being untruthful. So, again, shout out to the pro wrestling shoot. I am looking forward. He is going to have a interview on Thursday, and I'll share it out on our Discord. But he's going to have an interview on Thursday with one of the game directors. I think it's Brian Williams is who's, and I'm looking forward to it. Brian was like the lead guy, the guy that was on the tip of the spear with all the stuff, and then Lionel Jinx came, and then now there's like 3 or 4 of them that give out some really good information when they're interviewed. So I'm looking forward to his interview on Thursday to see what he says. Who knows what they're going to talk about, but I can't imagine, even though his gameplay director, like, he's going to say, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that, but I can't imagine that the pro wrestling shoot is not going to ask him about the island and the negative feedback that they're getting from a lot of people in the community. I just can't imagine that that's one thing. He's very good at asking questions. He's actually the one that asked the right questions to get one of the guys who writes the code for Universe Mode to say, oh, well, look, here's what we had to do. There's a bunch of spaghetti code in there, so that's why we can't add this or take this away, because it'll break Universe Mode. He was the first one that asked them, and they admitted that there's spaghetti code in there, and it's the reason why they can't add things on, because it'll crash Universe Mode. So it's one of those things where now we see it. Now we know what's going on. I kind of get that part of it, but it looks like maybe they fixed something. And maybe some of the stuff with the island and the new game modes, maybe it fixed some of that. So who knows? But guys, that is going to do it for us here right now. The dogs are fixing to start barking. Anytime now. Like they're way late on this barking thing. But yeah, the bark squad's about to be in full effect. Everybody in the family is back home, so I'm going to go hang out with them for a little bit. Love every single one of you guys. Look, at the end of the day, I talk about this a lot. Nobody has to shape your decision. Just because somebody's mean doesn't mean you have to be mean. Just because somebody's nice doesn't mean you have to be nice. Make your own decisions. You don't have to give people that kind of power over you. Okay? Let's go out there. Let's show a little bit of grace. Let's show them what this community can do. Let's start bringing and healing the world. That's what the world needs right now. And I'm going to catch all of you guys in the next one. Peace. I'm going to try to catch you in the next one. Like at the rate I'm going, I can't even find the right thing here to hit.